We're live, everybody. Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's Saturday, and I'm here with my brother Ben. He's also filling his cup of coffee at the moment. I'm going to center my camera, get ready to go. And we're starting right on schedule as usual, 7 a.m. Saturday morning in Arizona. And we got Ben on board. Let's turn his audio on. We can all say good morning to Ben
Good
here.
morning.
There he is. There he is, looking bright and shiny.
How are you guys doing? I got my favorite cup.
Yeah,
I'm drinking
nice.
coffee from the Lion mug.
That's it. Yeah, I wonder if we could do the old. I wonder if we could do the old split screen on this thing here. More options. Show in tile. Show full video. Show my full video. I don't know how to do any of that. Let's just leave it there. That's Ben's screen. That's gonna be Ben. I'll be here. All right.
Hey, well, anyways, thanks for coming to the Ben show.
Yeah. No. We're gonna paint. Camilla had a good idea. We're gonna paint some glass stones. I got a lot of good suggestions for short videos, and I want to do that. I want to start designating just single videos because the questions that come in are really good. No, or rather than questions, it's better to say the topics that come in are really good. When you send me a picture that you have and there's something specific that I can give information about, it makes for a nice short video. I was realizing it'd be a valuable thing to have a collection of short videos that are where the title says what's in the video, because these live streams are really hard for people to sift through to find the useful information. I mean, I don't want to say that everything we talk about isn't useful, Ben. I don't want to jump to conclusions like that.
Yeah. But we have to tell ourselves that if we're going to talk so much,
Yeah.
Just want to say good morning to you guys.
That one's good.
Jacob, what's up? Round Brush, our DNAC. What up in Culver City? I was just in Culver City.
Where's Culver City?
They got Waymos in Culver City.
I don't know.
Cars, they got robot cars driving around with nobody in them.
That's called a way. Did you call that a Waymo?
Yeah, Waymo.
Ah, is that like a brand, or what is it?
Yeah, that's the company that's doing it.
Oh, okay, that sounds cool. I went to Sam's Club, popular American store for those of you who are tuning in from out of the States. And there was a big machine coming down the aisle, and I was expecting a person to be in it. There's no person. And I was thinking, is that going to stop, or is it going to run me over?
Yeah. Well, the kids in LA, they actually hate the Waymos.
Because you got to walk around them. It's like,
well, it's funny. I was just talking to somebody last night about this. There's a real animosity towards robot cars here in the city. Like the kids, they hate them, and I wonder why. Like,
interesting.
It's a maybe a force they can't control or subvert or whatever. Like, it's indifferent to. I don't know what it is that makes these young people so angry, but they just want to set these things on fire. It's hilarious. I don't know. I'm trying to understand it. Well, what is it about an automated taxi that makes a human say, "I hate you and I want to set you on fire"?
Well, if you don't feel respected by something,
Yeah.
Maybe as I remember you telling me that there was kind of a theme of animosity toward film when we were trying to shoot something there. Like, if you're on the beach with the camera, you said there was kind of like a general
people get pissed,
disrespect toward it. And like a stigma, maybe there's a stigma of people not having experiences being treated kindly. What do you think?
No, that's a decent theory. Maybe it's about respect. Humans not feeling that a thing sees them. Anyways,
Huh.
that's Culver City. What's up? RD and AC from Culver City with the Waymos.
Welcome.
And
I'm putting some.
we got Gail from France and
Nice.
Ariella from the Netherlands. And
Yeah, all right. We got a good collection. We got a good expanse.
we got Tyler and Alan Crow. What's up, Alan Crow? He loves your videos and tutorials, Joe.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I'm just over on the other side of my studio grabbing a little screw to unclog the end of my.
Grabbing a little screw. That's what
because I
they
gotta
came to see. I wonder what Joe's going to do this morning. Wander off camera and grab a little screw.
You know what? I upgraded to a new kind of paint tube for the workshop that's coming. We got an in-person workshop coming. And because this style of squeeze tube, it's been really nice having squeeze tubes because these are wall paints, and so I get them out of big cans, and then I pack them into these tubes so that I can quickly squeeze them on a tray like that. It's been real convenient, but it dries close. The paint dries, and this isn't like a perfect seal. It's not airtight. So anyway, that's what I'm dealing with. Like it just kind of dries shut, and I had to unclog it.
Our DNAC says if you get this, talk about those robot cars.
Okay.
If you get stuck behind one, honking doesn't work, they say. And I think that's revealing. That's what you were saying. They don't feel respected. They don't feel seen.
You know what? That makes sense because honking is like an emotional communication, and they're not about that.
Being. That's what it is this cry for validation,
Yeah. Well, honk is good communication too. It's like saying,
hello. It's like saying, it's hello.
It has different things. It's saying, hey, there's a person waiting behind you.
Yeah. And imagine if it wasn't a robot car, right? It's a person up there driving that thing, and you're like honk, 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 and then you come up beside them like, what the, what are you doing? And then they just look at you like, I don't care. I'm not responding to that. You'd be really enraged, right?
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, if you feel so
couldn't even get a look. Couldn't even get a.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's how you feel when you're the non-popular person around popular people. You kind of have a similar feeling, and then you're just like, fine, I'm going to do something to wreck this party.
That's it, man. If you won't notice me, I will turn it up until you do.
Yeah. Oh wait, I think I already put blue on my thing.
Well, it's pretty clear everybody here really wants to talk about robot cars. So let's definitely keep talking.
That's what happened. That's just where we went. That's how it goes on Saturday
What do you
morning.
like about your new squeezy tubes, Joe, that you upgraded to?
Because, I used to get the pigments. I'm gonna show you the kind so that you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I really think this is gonna be a whole thing. Hold on. Kind of feels like a comical show at the moment with me walking away from
this is not a show. This is definitely not a show. Being a guy that works in show business, I am absolutely not going to go out on a limb and call this a show.
It's not a show. Saying this style right here,
is a sesh. It's called a sesh.
This will seal so much better, and this style, the hard plastic moving up and down actually kind of unclogs itself when the paint gets crusty. They use these for paint pigment. You can buy pigments that are for putting in paint, and they'll come with this style of opening. And so my friends at the restaurant next door had a bunch of these left over, just empty bottles. They said, hey, do you want these? Oh, I said, yes, I do want this.
Perfect.
But I didn't have time to pack them up with paint for this session, but I'm excited to do it.
Okay. So, well, next time I grab a thing of ketchup and I turn it, or a salsa, and I turn it over and I squeeze it
Yeah.
real hard, and a little piece of
Yeah.
tomato clogs up the nozzle, and then it breaks loose and then just goes and spits salsa all
Right.
over my.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think of you, Joe.
That's
Think of
it.
mural
Yeah.
Joe.
There's also the there's also the old ranch bottle.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. This doesn't. It stops staying closed. It pops open. There's all these different styles, and I've tried a lot of them. To
Yeah.
get just the perfect squeeze tube. So
Yeah.
it's an ongoing search. I love the search for better answers. That's the name of the game around here.
Man, we're talking about Europe right now in the chat, Joe. We are in Europe.
Ooh, hey,
We are not
speaking of
in
what
the
is
squeezy
there?
bottle. We are in Europe.
What's going on in Europe? Tell me what's going on in Europe.
I mean, we got people up in Liverpool in the chat. We got people from the Netherlands. We got Saint Tropez in France. So maybe we should go to Europe.
That's awesome. I'm going to Europe, actually.
When are you going to Europe?
I got it. It's booked. I'm going to Greece in November.
Dude,
that's
cool.
Can you believe that? I'm a world traveler, my friend.
Anybody from Greece in the building? Hey, what's up? We see you in the back. What's up, Greece?
We're going to Greece. Okay, I am going to paint something here. I was just now looking for my brush. I had a brush ready. I want to do a demo for you, okay? Camilla she sent example pictures. I'm going to show you an example picture. If we go to my computer, look at Ben's beautiful portrait here for a minute.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do something about that.
Okay, we're looking at Gladstone beaches. So see this image search here. So I guess this is a popular kind of beautiful. It's like eye candy. So naturally, it's mostly AI images. AI has really muddied the waters on authentic image searches. So, a large number of these images just kind of have that look. Like this here has that look. It's like, okay, that is not
Earth.
Yeah, but it is really cool looking, and that's what we care about. So we want to capture that look, and so this is an opportunity to show what makes that look. What makes a rock look like there's light inside of it. And I'm just going to do the same thing I've done a million times, use that translucent glow pattern with multiple colors. And
that's right, sea glass. RDNAC sea glass. That's what that's called.
I've seen polished chunks of glass bottles on beaches, but surely all of these can't just be pieces of glass bottles. What causes this, Ben? What are these glass things?
Let's see. We are assuming this is a real photo, right?
Well, let's just say it's inspired by reality. Like there are beaches that have a lot of this. I don't know what's real and what's not, but there's like, there's beaches that
who does
in life. In life, I don't know what's real, man. I know that there are consequences.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can distinguish real. Ooh, that one's cool. It's not glass, but I really like the look of those colored rocks. They still have like translucent, pretty color, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the glass. This one's real for sure. This one's real.
That's real. That's totally real. It's got to be real.
Yeah. Someone just walked onto a beach and that's what they saw.
Jonathan Scott says in Fort Bragg, California, they used to dump the trash off a cliff into the ocean, and it destroyed everything except the glass. So they have a glass beach like that now.
So it really is just man-made glass that's been polished by sand.
This is the ocean making art, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, recycled art.
It's It's taking the suffering of human pollution and it's synthesizing it and catalyzing it into something beautiful for those very humans that caused all of it to come.
They don't deserve it.
Enjoy its beauty.
Yeah.
What a gracious and loving ocean we have, you guys.
Nice. That was very
Go
poetic.
say thank
Nice.
you. Take care of it.
Nice. Here's how you do translucent. Okay, give me a color, Ben. Tell me a random color.
I'm gonna go with burnt orange.
Okay, burnt orange. We're gonna put some orange. We're just gonna. This is gonna get painted over. It's a test. Okay, orange circle.
Okay.
Zoom in a little bit since we're not working huge. All right, and we're gonna make that glow. There's a way to do it.
And Camila's entered the building, so pay attention here, Camila.
Hey, Camila. We're doing Camila's idea. Nice.
Camila's like, hey, what are you painting today? I'm like, oh, are
you ever
gonna be excited?
We're painting your thing. We're gonna do glass stones. Okay, orange. Okay, Ben says burnt orange. That was Ben's. We're adding black to make it burnt orange. Okay. Now, what we got to do is intensify color, which is easy. We're just going to add more of the orange, and we're not going to put it at the top. We're going to put it opposite the light. So let's say the light is somewhere above. I put the bright spot here, so that'd make the light somewhere up here. It doesn't matter a lot. Look, we're going to put more orange. Let's put more orange. It would have been easier just to not put the black there, but this is kind of fun because it shows how we can gradually build up the glow. All right.
Build up the glow.
Yeah.
Do you ever do spray art, Joe? That's one from Steven.
Rarely. The answer is yes, but rarely. Yes, but rarely. So I'm not well versed in it. You know, I'll pull out like traditional paint tools like a cup gun, something with the air compressor. Doing spray cans, almost zero. Doing artwork.
Pull a spray can out and spray the end of his brush with it for 30 seconds.
Yeah, you know, like here and there to get a clear coat. Yeah, just spray it on the brush. Something I know how to use. Okay, now I'm going to shift. I call it shifting because we're taking a color of an object and making the hue change a little as it gets brighter. So there's some yellow, and look, I'm orienting it toward the bottom again. So it's kind of like a circle inside of a circle inside of a circle, but it's a gradient. We're blending them all together. They don't need to be intense. As you can see, the colors got real clouded by the black, but I still have the effect of the glow right here. And this is the pattern that we use to make light coming. Now, it doesn't have to be a circle inside. So it doesn't have to be exactly that. That depends on specific light direction. But to understand this better, what happens is light comes in a transparent object. Just making a diagram, goes through it, bounces off of the air. That's the awesome part. Bounces off of where it changes to air.
How do you bounce off of air?
I only have theories, okay? I only have theories about it, but my theories are not relevant. You can observe this happening. Is the light, the air, okay, like we've all seen a bubble of air underwater, right? It reflects like a mirror. They're so reflective. So light bounces off of air because an air bubble underwater is reflective like a mirror. So that happens on the far side of a translucent object. So comes, bounces. When it comes back out, it gets filtered by all the color of this object. That's when it gets tinted and colored. So it comes down, bounces out, and then we see it. Eyeball. This is an eyeball right here. And then we see that coming out. So of course we see that bright orange color. Now this is why when the light is up high, we tend to see the brightness down low because it's not bouncing off the outside. It's not going down like this and bouncing off. It's bouncing off the far side like this. So it's not necessarily always at the bottom or always, it can change. It's just that it tends to be the reverse of the natural reflection on the surface. So
makes sense.
That understanding is really helpful because look what I can do. I can put an outside layer of reflection and make it very believable right here because I'm using my gray reflection color on the top, and then it's opposite the inner reflection color, or let's say like the translucent. Yeah, I don't know what to call it. The reflection off the air. So that tends to be opposite this reflection. So, we have a reflection off that far side getting filtered. We have a reflection off the very surface, maybe
Yep.
capturing the skylight, combining. And I just use
Already
kind of a
looks awesome.
purple.
It already
All right.
looks awesome.
That's the formula right there. So we can
I'm already
repeat
seeing the
this.
sky reflecting off of it. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a little
Yeah,
sun coming
that's
down in
it.
there.
This is how you make a crystal ball. You just do that pattern with the colors and then proceed to make as much detail as you want. Or like a
RDNAC says,
drop.
oh, so it's like how what you see bounces off your eye lens into your head or something.
Good
Whoa.
summer.
We got a lot of we're running with the bouncing. We're bouncing all around.
Yeah.
We're bouncing off the eyes, going into the head, bouncing off
Definitely,
the ear,
yeah.
going into the eye. We're pinballing stuff, man.
It definitely has the bouncing part in common.
We're bouncing all over the hey man, RDNAC, this is life, my friend. It's all bouncing off of itself.
Light is bouncy, it's very bouncy. It bounces.
It is bouncy. All of this is bouncy, man. Gravity pulls us in and whack, we bounce right off of everything else and then explode out and then gravity right back. Bam, bounce right off it again.
I'm trying to
and wavy. Round brush Steve adds. It is bouncy and wavy.
There you go. It's bouncy and wavy, which is like
wiggly.
It's very hard to make sense of.
Describe.
I would call it squirmy too, because everybody's trying to understand it, but as soon as you try to put a definition on it, it kind of like breaks the rule.
Oh man, quantum physics, Joe. Oh my goodness.
It doesn't fit our paradigms. When you hear somebody talking like it all makes sense and like they really wrap their head around it, that's when my BS detector comes out. It's like, okay, and exactly how are you using this to make your life better? Like it just doesn't.
The way that it seems to be is that the more understanding a person has of the nuts and bolts of this physical realm, the more they grow closer to things which they understand to be unknowable. And so anybody that's not blowing wind up their own skirt is going to acknowledge that the more they know, the less they know.
Yeah, the more you learn, the less you know. Right, I got you. Yeah.
So that like, hey, so here's the way it is, and I have arrived at knowledge. It ends here.
All right.
Flag is here.
Yeah. It feels good. That's a good feeling, but it doesn't. It doesn't sound great to me. I'm like, yeah, okay, you're making it all sound great, but where's your world-changing invention that you've done with that knowledge?
Right. Yeah. Application. In my line of work, ideas are cheap and easy and everywhere. Everybody's got ideas. Nobody wants your new ideas. Everybody has their own. Right. We are not short on ideas. What we are very short on is skillful execution.
Yeah. Nicely.
That's what matters. That's what matters. So, I think that applies to your paint too. It's like, ideas about the way light moves or bounces or the human eye or the bouncy ball of the retina or whatever it is we're talking about here. How are you going to apply it? How are you going to execute your work?
It's an intimidating question when you're like drinking coffee and you're like, guys, I got this awesome idea. And then some person who's older than you and made more money than you and has a better marriage than you and doing everything better says, okay, so what's your plan? What's the next step? And you're like, it's so intimidating.
Yeah. Well, there's this person in the chat that says, hey man, just popping in. Don't have time to watch right now, but I will later. Appreciate you doing these videos. That came from Snaketh. Snaketh1. What a name.
Nice. Like the username. Nice. Okay.
I will snaketh these drain pipes. Thus saith the Lord.
I will snake it. Oh man,
And then
that's good.
here's another fun one. Seek truth and love says, "What are you doing?" This is
Nice,
great.
thank you. Just a good
So,
question. That is the
so it
question.
reads, "Seek truth and love. What are you doing?"
That's good. That's
It's great.
fantastic.
I know what
I'm,
they're doing. I don't know what we're doing.
I'm adding
Something tells me
translucent
they're
ones.
seeking truth and love. Um,
Nice, I like that. Very
what are we
clever.
doing? Seek truth and love. Here's what we're doing.
Very
Somebody blew
clever.
up Mural Joe's inbox and was like, "Hey, I'll bet you can't paint a bunch of glass stones all over a beach."
Oh, he's making it a
And Joe
story.
and Joe said, "Watch me."
What?
So here we are,
What?
Saturday morning. Joe's
Watch
ripping
my
this
beach.
one, a new one, while he's like
Dude,
with glass
glass
stones
beach,
on a
what?
beach.
You don't even have to say it 2 times. Come on. Glass beach. Here we go. When you do a translucent globe, a valuable thing to understand is that the color shifts from purple toward yellow. That's a helpful pattern. That's a helpful key component to remember. When I talk about shifting a hue, I'm always talking about shifting from purple to yellow. Think about uh, something either going on the rainbow from purple to yellow or from yellow to purple. Either way, whether you're getting lighter or darker. And so there's more than one direction you can go. Purple and yellow. If you had a rainbow and you put purple and yellow on them, you might go either direction. So here's a purple. Now this purple could shift toward this little purple stone. I could shift it toward yellow through the red, like purple, magenta, red, orange, yellow. That's one direction. Or I could go purple, blue. Let's go the other way. Purple, blue, green, yellow. The fascinating thing is that it could do either one, or it could do both and not change its hue at all and just be a lighter purple. So purple is the color that it shifts from. Something that just fascinates me, really fascinates me. Let me show you what I mean. Here's some magenta. Okay. Here's magenta. We're going to take a purple glass stone in my picture here, and we're going to brighten it. But as we brighten it, we'll brighten it with something that is more red, which means we're shifting the color toward yellow with a magenta. Okay, now I'm going to go darker with back to my primary purple. I went down here, grabbed I call it primary purple.
Primary purple.
Yeah, not something you'd hear in your high school art class, but
It's got
it's
a
like,
ring to it.
yeah.
Primary purple.
Okay, that one's magenta, but then watch this. Watch this. I love how I don't know how to finish that sentence.
Hey, well, that's cool. I got a sentence for you.
Yeah.
We are noticing that this RDNAC says this could be the bottom of a fish tank or something too.
Totally,
Bunch of
like a bunch
colorful
of
pebbles and stuff.
yeah, it could.
And then the North is making quite a showing here today. Minnesota up in the zone,
Okay,
Animal
nice.
Zone
Huh?
up in here from
Nice.
Moorhead, Minnesota, and then Seek Truth from Toronto, and then who
Nice.
else up in Canada? Somebody in Canada in here. A couple Canadians and a Minnesotan. Coral in here from Vancouver.
I'm gonna start putting some reflection on this thing. Let's put let's put some purple with this yellow. I'm gonna make a reflection color. Let me get the green out of my brush. Green is kind of like this enemy to natural light mixing. When you're trying to get things to look like natural light, green comes up in paint. That wouldn't, and I always have to combat that green. So
combat the green.
Yeah. So here's some purple. Purple is the anti-green. See that green right there? It's like that green that's going to go away when I put purple on it. It's the anti-green. So this is going to be my reflection color right here for all of my yellow stones. I'm going to add a purple so that I don't get a green color. Then this is more likely to look like a reflection. Plenty of white. Okay, now everywhere I've got a yellow, I'm just going to put a little. Since I started this way, I'll just kind of go with the sun being somewhere up there, and I'll just do a little swipe across the top. Anywhere I've got yellow, I could turn any yellow patch into many stones or one big stone. But I'm just going to try to complete some edges, or rather like clean up some edges wherever I see that. Make it look like the top edge. So edging is where a picture is finished. That's that question's been brought up a lot in the past. How do you kind of get to the finish line? It's in this process of making edges clean. That first impression of a picture is really, I would say, just very strongly influenced by the edges. See how that immediately puts individual shapes in, just finding those edges and putting them. Now I'm going to get a different reflection color for all my orange rocks. We're going to put some orange down here. Let's make this color more orange.
That is an important process, what you're calling edging.
Yeah.
I noticed that too in video editing. The worst videos you'll ever watch are ones where it just all kind of like it's not synchronized at all. The end of one thing or the start of one thing is not synchronized with the arrival of another thing. Like the music does not hit at the same time that the soccer ball gets kicked. They're misaligned, or that's kind of like an unedged painting, where it's just mush.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I got you.
Things are just muddy.
Yeah, right. So there's edges with time as well as edges with, like when you're bringing scenes together, you're bringing timing
together. You're looking for impact and contrast. Kind of like you're creating with these hard edges.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, right.
Round brush. When will you see my video editing skills? You will see them when you go to reelben.com. REELBEN.com.
Yeah, reelben.com.
Thanks for asking, man.
Yeah, we can take a look at them. You can take a look at it. You got any new material that's fun? Any new stuff to look at?
Oh man, yeah. Do I ever?
Nice.
Hey, man, in the land of advertising, it gets weird, because it's like, here we are right now, and you're painting whatever you want to paint, right?
Yeah.
You're just out here not getting paid to do this. Nobody is trying to control your flow or the outcome. So you're just making whatever you want, right?
That's it. Yeah, that's the truth.
I get assigned content to make.
Yeah.
I get assigned
and it needs
stories to tell.
And you need to look like you love it. It needs to look like you love doing.
Well, not only do I need to love it, I need to figure out how to make everybody who watches this thing love it too,
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah.
And so the point is I get assigned some weird things to do.
Yeah.
I sell weird products. This week, dude. This week I was filming this like sucky thing that like sucks snot out of a baby's nose, right? Like the mom gets this tube, and mom sticks this tube in her mouth, and then sticks the other end of the tube up the baby's nose, and then right, snot comes out of the baby nose.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's good. There's this like filter part, right, where the snot doesn't pass. It just lives in this little canister at the thing, and so here I am. I got a crew. I got actors. I got an infant baby that's about to explode. Like they
on
hate
set.
being on
You got
set. Hey, newsflash: babies hate being on set. I don't know why.
Yeah, something tells me is they're not made for it. It's like
So I get to try and tell inspiring stories about this great new thing in the world that will allow you to suck the snot out of your baby's face.
Yeah.
Those are the paintings I get to make. So that's what I've been up to, is making compelling videos about really strange stories.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that sounds like a challenge. Man, you're making me feel a little bit bad for
Job
getting out
security,
here.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's
You do
real
get
hard.
paid good. At least you get paid good, you know?
Yeah,
At least
rent's
then.
paid. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Um, so
Here
what
I
we're doing
am,
here,
just
guys, is
glass
we're not
stones, glass
painting. We're
stones.
not painting all the way to the edge of the canvas, Camilo. That is correct. Why, Joe?
Wow, we could paint to the edge of the canvas. Let's put a big one in there. I just wanted to get a patch done, to make it like real clear where we're going. Cast the vision.
Oh wait,
You
sorry,
know?
not to the edge of the stone. She noticed that you're not painting all the way to the edge of
Oh
the
yeah,
stone.
because I'm systematically addressing the same part on each stone. So each part only takes up an angle, like whatever angle's facing. So I'm doing this reflection edge. I'm just going wherever I see like it could be one. I'm just putting a little swipe. This looks like a blue stone, or a little swipe
Dude,
there to give an impression to make that feel more complete. So then I'll systematically go and do shadow side after I do reflection side.
yeah, yeah. Um, Someone else loves the idea that this could be a fish tank too.
Yeah, it totally could be a fish tank. Man, I didn't even think of
That'd
that.
be
But
fun if you put little fish floating around above those stones.
maybe we could combine both. This is a piece of art. It doesn't have to follow like reality rules. So maybe we could do a beach where this is the beach, but then we'll put fish swimming over it at the same
Airfish
time. Yeah, airfish, man. We can do that. We can
over
do
there on
that.
Glass Beach.
Yeah, there's
That's
no
why I
rules
love
here.
that Glass Beach, man. They got those airfish.
Yeah, there's nothing that says we can't.
Oh, we
Okay.
got Denmark in the building too. Oh, jeez, dude.
All
We
right,
got
now I'm
kids
going for
covered.
shadow. We're doing shadow. So let's do like dark purple. If we're always shifting away from purple as we get lighter, here's a safe bet for a shadow color. Just the dark purple. I'll add some orange to it. Here's a dark shadow. This is to get like like well, there's already some shadows in there. It's going to look less translucent if I do the real dark colors. I'm going to change my mind on that. We'll do that if it's needed. I have the feeling it's going to make everything look a little bit too solid. We're going to go bright inside. So now we're going to find all of the real bright orange, and we're going to put this sun glow. This is going to be the part that glows. Orange shifted toward yellow. Right here, let's go through the painting. All right, here's a little dot of orange. I'm going to go to that bottom edge. Zoop, right there. It's going to be right there. You got to make that sound too. Zoop. Oh, whoops.
Juke.
Kind of zoop.
Juke.
Okay, we're going to do one here.
Don
bright
Burns
yellow
from
here.
Scottsdale checking in. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
Scottsdale,
Thanks for
Arizona.
showing up, man. Cool. Close to home.
Living the dream out there in Scottsdale.
Yeah. That's
Looking
cool.
at
Scottsdale,
retirement,
man.
most likely. Don Burns.
Beautiful place to hang out in the winter, here in Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm finding all my yellows.
Kids. We know a thing or two about Arizona.
Do this. Here's now I got to go more. These are more orange. Here's those kind of umber colored ones, or the burnt orange, as Ben was saying. We're going to go more of a less of a yellow orange to highlight those. We'll get this orange color. Here's one in here, a little bit in that one, a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on with that rock. Some there. Here's some of that brown color. It's really just brown. Burnt orange is a fancy way to say brown. Okay. Who burns an orange anyway? It's not like it would be pleasant.
I've never burned an orange in my life.
Yeah. So why do we even have the word?
Orange. It's true. It's barely even a thing.
It's a fancy way to describe.
Barely even a thing.
Next time you wear brown.
Mike G up in here from Fort Worth, Texas. Mike G, what up?
Hey, all right. Good to have you.
You guys painting it all out there, or are you just listening? I want to know. Are you like
No,
is
we
the
don't have.
desired flow here for Mural Joe Hour to be captivated by this inspiring dialogue, mildly amused by Joe's scribbles, and mostly preoccupied with your own painting, or
Yeah.
or what?
Let's do some
You
bright.
know.
Let's throw some of this in these turquoise ones. I'm going to go down here and get. This is my favorite right here.
All right, Joe, get into
Yeah,
this. All right, we need something useful here. We
What?
need
I
you to
thought this
talk
was.
about. We need you to talk about what and why you are doing here, please.
Okay.
That's
This is
that's
a.
what seek truth and love name checks out. Wants you
Yeah.
to dive deeper on what you are doing.
It's kind of
and
your
why.
job, I guess. With that, I guess with that
They are
username, it's your job.
seeking some love and truth
Yeah.
here, man.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Okay. This is a popular. This is a real need in art, is to be able to make things glow, and this project really illustrates the effect very well. So that's why I'm tackling this project of trying to make a bunch of glass stones, because we want to capture the look of something that's not just like the shadow side, the highlight side. We really want it to feel like a translucent object that's got light inside of it. And that happens in so many places. You know, it happens in skin. When you paint a person and you're like, the skin looks so dead compared to the photo I'm trying to capture. This is why. It's because you don't have any translucent glow in it. And this is the pattern. It is as color intensifies from bouncing off something.
Yeah, people glow a little bit. They glow a
Yeah.
little bit, like
Because skin is translucent. So they're subsurface.
We're full of water. We're full of
That's
water.
it. That's it. Yeah. So then we can capture that look by understanding this pattern. So I'm just doing it in a bunch of different colors. Let's put a big, we don't have any red. Let's do a red. So here's one. So that, you know, that effect, let's do like a big stone kind of down here in the front. And we're going to put nice bright red down here. This is magenta, but we're going to switch that to red. Let's get some. Did I put some on my palette? I don't have red. Boy, this is a colorful palette we've got today. I got all the colors out on this thing. Here's red. So in the bright spot, we'll put red. We'll even brighten it with some primary orange. That'd be like a kind of like a medium cadmium orange if you were comparing it to a tube. And then add enough white.
Roundbrush is saying some artists paint green in the skin.
It happens. Maybe they do it on
all kind of colors in there.
Well, I've seen it. You know, you could do it on purpose for artistic effect, but I've seen it happen on accident a lot. And, you know, you get greens when you mix a dark shadow with any color that has yellow in it, which skin tone, you might use a yellow shade in the mix. You put a dark shadow, boom, you get something much greener. And I think a lot of artists are like, oh, I'm just going to use it because they, you know, it's not what they wanted, but they're like, oh no, I'm just going to use that in my artwork, just turn it into something. It's like, oh, it's just green backlighting. I think it happens by accident a lot because of that very thing I was saying. The green pops up without you wanting it to.
Coral chimilar is chimilar. Not like similar, but chimilar. Coral Chimilar says they may have to think about a glowing pumpkin in their next piece that they paint.
Whoa, nice.
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
You can make anything glow. You can make anything glow. You know, like if you got a pumpkin, let's put a you know, don't they have like pumpkin gummies? I felt at the beginning of this show like we should hide a few gummy bears in there. Let's put a gummy pumpkin. This is going to be a gummy pumpkin right here, like this. Okay. We do the orange pumpkin.
You dropped your gummy bears on that beach. Oh my gosh. You are screwed.
Yeah.
You are screwed.
Okay.
So like dropping a piece of rice on the beach.
On my gummy pumpkin, I'm actually going to darken where I'm going to put the light. I'll darken the top edges before I put a reflection color. So purple's a good color. So we'll
Oh,
just
so Mural
do
Joe, what
this
are you painting today? Oh, gummy
gummy
pumpkins.
pumpkin.
I'm glad you asked. Something super useful.
You never
You
know.
ever seen a gummy pumpkin?
On Halloween. Yeah. It's like a novelty item in the candy aisle. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm using purple to get the structure of the pumpkin. You can see I'm an expert at this particular
That's why they
technique.
call him Pumpkin Joe.
Yeah. We're gonna do that. Let's put it going down this side too. We got the orange isn't covering super well, so we might have to do a couple passes. All right, we'll go this way, this way. All right, now we're gonna put a little bit of white over the top. It's gonna mix with the purple and leave my reflection, just a kind of a more grayish reflection of the sky. What would be the sky coming off this? It gets darker as it goes down. It's just a quick representation. That's all it is. We can go across here, do a little bit on here. Let's put a little dab across here. There we go. There's the top of the pumpkin kind of facing toward the sky. All the angles that I imagine facing toward the sky. Now, I've used the purple to darken the orange because that is the very thing that allows the primary bright orange to look like it's glowing. If you start with the real bright color, you can't do this bright glowing effect elsewhere in the picture. Let's add a little yellow and make the glow opposite the light, where the light enters. It's opposite.
Glowy pumpkin. Looks like it's made out of glass.
No, it's gummy.
Oh,
it's a gummy.
Sorry. Made out of glass. Gummy. Look, I can't. Now it's planted in my head.
Nobody ever understands my art. It's a gummy.
Hey, man. Welcome to being a human, man. Nobody gets it.
I'm going to be an offended artist for a minute.
Isn't that weird? There's so many humans around here. There's hundreds of millions of us.
Yeah.
And pretty much everybody is walking around feeling like nobody understands. There are hundreds of millions of copies of us, like versions of us. You think nobody's ever been through something similar?
But obviously it's a legitimate feeling because so many people are feeling it.
Yeah, it's perplexing, Like,
I mean, I'm there. I feel it.
I wish there was a way when, I'm like, gosh, man, lonely, nobody gets it, life's hard, I don't like being a person. Oh, but at least hundreds of millions of people get it.
Yeah, at least hundreds of millions
people to do.
Yeah, because when you start, this is why, because you start to open up and share, and you don't get validating responses, and so then you realize, oh man, I'm alone.
I suppose that's why we get Taylor Swift and the like. Just like, I need someone to understand these difficult feelings.
Yeah.
And then right. I see you, Taylor. I understand.
I see you. Right, let's build a horizon.
I think boys are mean too.
Oh man.
I know. Not the target audience for that particular artist.
Yeah, but you're exposed to that a lot over there in Hollywood area, aren't you? Yeah. You got high exposure.
Got a song stuck in Tyler's head. That's weird. Sorry, man.
Because you said Taylor Swift. Well, because you said Taylor Swift, and there's a lot of songs to get stuck as soon as you say that name. That's my guess. That's my guess. What's going on there?
Yeah. Well, fortunately, I don't know too many of. Well, whatever. How's the Glass Rocks going there on the horizon?
You're like, let's not finish.
Yeah, I don't care that much.
Yeah. I'm going to do an impression of what. See, I detail the spot that tells the story, then the rest is an impression. And imagination is happy to fill it in because imagination wants to. It always wanted to. It just needs to not have a conflict.
Hey, so, you know what I do, man? I did this this week. All right. So I got an image of a thing, and like I really want to draw your eye right to this particular thing
Okay.
on the picture. Right. So
Right.
the client gave me some money and they want me to make a thing that makes their thing look awesome. So I put
Yeah.
their thing right in the middle, beautiful light, detail, crisp, focus. It all looks wonderful.
Yeah.
And then what I'll do is I'll vignette the edges of the frame, right? So I'll create like darkness around the edge of the frame, blurring
Okay.
around the edges of the frame
Yeah.
to reduce detail, to reduce light, to bring your attention to the thing that is in focus, the thing that is
Ah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
detailed. So more detail in more places is not necessarily the approach I take. It
That's good.
is
Yeah. Yeah.
choice detail in select places, to
Yeah.
get to your point here. You're like, I'll just fill in the rest. We've already got it inferred that this is how this works. Let's just
Yeah.
put the rest
Totally.
together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Makes sense. You got
Imagination
it.
will do it.
And
And it's not lazy. Lazy not because
it's
you
not
don't
like
care or that doesn't matter. It's because
when
that's
you say it like
beneficial.
that.
It's not. Well, yeah, right. So I'm thinking, well, is Joe just copping out right now? And he's like, well, I got to go real fast. I'm going to get this all in the grids.
Yeah.
No, like it's actually good for the work to reserve
Yeah.
detail for things that matter.
Totally. Look, I shifted to magenta on half of them, shifted to blue on the other half, and they all look appropriately matched with the purple. See that's the demonstration of purple being the color to shift from as the glow increases. Isn't that
Yeah.
fascinating? I just think it's so
Yeah.
cool.
And if you missed any of this, Camila, you can absolutely watch this in replay.
Yeah, totally.
Anytime you want. It just goes up on YouTube and on Mural Joe's channel under live videos. You can watch it.
Yeah,
Frame
Camilla's
by
is like
frame.
she's probably like 2 a.m. or she's in Denmark if I remember right.
Oh, that's
Camilla,
right. Yeah. She's like,
she's
holy
way over.
smokes, Mural Joe's doing my thing, but like I gotta go to work in a few hours and have not slept.
Camilla does some really, really cool looking art. She's a very young at heart person. She likes fun stuff, and she shared some of her murals in the past. It's been fun to see. She does
Nice,
murals and artwork
nice.
over there where she is. It's really fun. Yeah, if anybody wants to share work, send it to share@muraljoe.com. I'm gonna make a collection of short videos as well, in addition to the live show. I'm gonna make a collection of short videos that really just target a single piece for suggested improvements upon request. I do not like to criticize, critique rather, fancy way of saying the same thing. I don't like offering critique without request, So, because who am I to say what something's supposed to be? I don't feel like it's my place. All right, I'm gonna
Tyler
put orange.
clarifies here. We're talking about Cotton Eye Joe. That's the song he's got stuck in his head.
Ah, okay.
Not to be confused
Where
with
did you go?
Pumpkin Joe.
Where did you
Pumpkin
come
Joe,
from,
Cotton Eye Joe.
If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married long time ago.
Tyler,
Oh man, the YouTube.
I'm sorry,
That's the song. And now the YouTube copyright algorithm is gonna be like, "Oh, you played a song."
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna
Camila
get the
says
video
5
play.
p.m. there, but as usual, they're getting up before the Devis. Get his slippers on. I don't know what
Only
that means.
5
So I'm going to bed at 8 p.m. Cool. They got an early bedtime over there in Denmark.
Okay, nice. How is it 5 p.m.? Did I get that? Did I get the time wrong? Is it possible that I got it wrong?
What?
How is that? What happened?
Hold on. Write the newspapers, you guys. Write the papers.
Is that possible? Okay.
Bring the papers. Newsflash.
Let's put some water on our Pebble Beach. Let's put a horizon there. What do you think?
Yeah, man.
Let's put some water like
Yeah.
that and do something nice and turquoise.
It's kind of a slanty horizon, but like,
Oh, let's fix it. Let's see. Are we slanty? Are we a little slant? Oh, well, I'm going to put the beach kind of looking out at it. Like we get,
beachy slant.
we'll add
Horizon
some
is just fine.
Ben, you never understand my work.
I don't.
If you had
understand you.
if
I
you
don't understand you. You are unlike anything else. Your suffering is unique. Enjoy it all by yourself.
you just don't have the eye for it.
That's it. Such a pedestrian.
Such one of those normies out there that just doesn't understand sophisticated artworks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. We're kind of making a Candyland beach here.
Candyland beach.
Let's do this. We're gonna go more turquoise. I'm gonna do things in reverse. I normally would do the like the surf. Well, I don't know what I normally do, but on this one, I'm gonna do the glow color first, and then I'm gonna add darker colors on top of it to create the ripples and waves. Let's see how it goes. I'm just gonna get a gradient that gets brighter as the water gets shallower. So I have that kind of sunlit look. Same thing on my water. Yeah, because Truth and Love was saying, so what are we doing here? Okay, this is where it matters. This is where it matters, because you want your water to look like it's not just paint mixing on a canvas. You want it to look like light is illuminating the water. Same pattern is our glass stones. Same pattern here. So I'm taking my phthalo green. I'm making a gradient that is brightest where the water is shallowest, where the bottom of the seafloor can shine the sunlight back up. There's this glow coming out of the water. So it gets darker as it goes further away. So let's start adding purple to the distant horizon to darken that color. Because when purple meets turquoise, it's going to make a dull blue. Going to make a dull blue here. So when I add, watch this, if I put just this little dab of phthalo green here, this is my phthalo green over here on the corner, very, very dark turquoise green. When that hits purple, it turns to just the perfect dark gray blue for water. So this is deep water. This is where there's less light bouncing up and illuminating it. See, that gives me some perspective.
There is a shark in them waters.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now let's put some. It's funny how excited I got excited when you said shark.
First, let's paint some water.
Okay, so now I'm going to take this grayish. I'm going to take this grayish color, purple. It's a gray blue. That's what it is. And I'm going to start putting it across here for some waves. Okay, so just very horizontal strokes. I'm going to keep it simple so we can get the picture done fast. All right. This is going to be the surface, just like these rocks. I'm making the dark surface first. I can lighten it later. Yeah, I can lighten it on top of these. So this is where the angle is changing and reflecting some sky. It's going to give me this effect. See how just a few strokes real quickly produces that look. All right, there we go. We got some of that. We'll just keep it real tiny ripples in the front. We won't do a whole lot as it gets close to the beach. And, we'll make a lot of tiny shapes toward the back. There, now I got some texture on my water, and I'll get some lighter reflection now. I'll take the color, lighten it, and we'll go to the water that's closer to the horizon, make a whole bunch of smaller ones. So this is just where there's more reflection. It's where the angle of it is turning even more to reflect more of the sky. So I'll just real quickly put a bunch of these little strokes in here. It's a well-practiced stroke that I'm using. I use the stroke over and over again to do this. Look, we're putting some water.
Lucy Martinez says, looks great.
Thank you very much, Lucy. Appreciate that. Do this. There we go. See, now we got the reflection just like the rocks. Same pattern as the rocks. We're doing the translucent color that gets filtered through the object. We're doing the reflection on top of the, let's call that purple, the non-illuminated surface, or the less illuminated. It doesn't have the glow like the pumpkin has. The glow, the not so glow, then the reflection on top of the not so glow. How's
Not
that?
so low.
Yeah. Yeah, because if it gets brighter somewhere, that means it also has to get darker somewhere. Okay, there we go. We got reflection on our water. We have this glowing beach now. We could put we could put a big, this is where we can have some fun and make it ridiculously glowy by putting
Ridiculously glowy?
yeah. We see, here's a wave coming
Let's
up.
turn up the glow lever, guys. Let's see how
Turn
much
up the
glow
glow.
we can
Come
do.
on, let's just go like this.
Let's not
go.
get a hint of glow. Let's glow this thing out.
This wave is going to ramp up a little here, and I've got nothing but phthalo green, just this color, and this is on the intense side relative to other paint colors. I'm going to put that up there. When it dries, the color will be a little bit less white, a little more like that phthalo color. There we go. Make a wave there. Let's put one right there. Nice and bright.
Yeah, we're loving the water.
Yeah, okay, cool. Right here. There. So we got some kind of gentle waves.
Nice turquoise water. Turquoise water. There's
magic, isn't it?
Makes you feel good.
Yeah. Why is it like instant good vibes when you see that?
I don't know. I was thinking about bringing that up a second ago, but then I was like, I already know where that whole conversation is going to go. But I was sitting here chewing on it.
Yeah, I don't know. It is true.
I feel so bad after too much time in a concrete jungle. And then you go put yourself in the middle of nature and you just instantly feel
better. Yeah,
much better.
It's almost like we're made for it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. So it's a very short conversation, but it's remarkable.
Yeah, it really is. Everyone, now that's relatable. You're talking about we're all alone. That's relatable. How many of us want to go sit by a beach to clear our head? Very relatable. I'm just trying to make like a little strip of more gray color to make that beach look further. See that a tiny strip can mean so much when you get believable perspective. You were going to say something there, Ben.
Lucy says this is helpful. They're currently stuck finishing their water on canvas that they're working on. So this is the water bit. It's helpful for Lucy Martinez.
Okay, good. I'm happy to hear that. Now here I'm going to put
RDNAT finds it refreshing and relaxing.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that. Nice.
Nice colorful churny beach.
I'm putting tiny strokes on here, not because I need sharp detail, but because I want an immediate perception of scale change. They're just dabs in any old place, but by keeping them small, I'm careful not to interrupt your imagination saying this looks like a beach going back, because if I start putting,
it's almost like your brain is asking. It's saying, hey, is that getting further away? Like, what am I seeing? You look at things and your brain is calculating and problem solving and
what is this? Figuring out what it is.
So that's
a good way to put
just want to get out of the way of your brain's conclusion that goes further away as you look out. Like you want to not trip up the brain,
Man, that's a good way to put that. Yeah, I feel like that's what so much of painting well done is accomplishing. It's sending imagination on a fun journey and then stepping out of the way where the job is done.
Yeah. It's not that you need to like Yeah, you don't have to push the brain to imagine things, you know?
It
You
wants
don't
to.
Yeah, it wants to. Yeah, it's hungry for it. It's ever imagining things anyways, if not out of like love and curiosity, out of fear and self-preservation, It's always imagining things,
Yeah.
you know? And so really what you need to do is I'm sorting this out now. This is kind of inspiring for me because I'm thinking about my craft as well. You just need to
Yeah.
imply a thing. And then once you've got that ball rolling, just don't say anything to the contrary, and the implication
That's
will
it.
persist. You
That's
know,
it. Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
if
So
you
here's a
start a
question.
story out about someone, let that someone go down that way. You start delivering
Yeah.
conflicting information or misaligned
Yeah.
content, then it's going to tell a different story. That's like your
Yeah.
rocks getting smaller and smaller as they go further away. It's just
Sure.
not interrupting the flow of the brain that says, "Hey, that kind of looks like an ocean or a beach." You're like, "Hey,
Totally.
yeah, totally it is. Go there, man. Sure."
That's it. Yeah. That's it. That's it. Okay, so here's a quiz. Here's a quiz on the subject of glow. So we know they shift from purple toward yellow as it brightens to get that translucent glow. So then what if it's gray? What if it's gray? I have a good answer for this, but I want to see if somebody can beat me to it.
What if what's gray?
What if the object is gray? So it's like,
Oh, how does a
okay,
gray
so what?
object appear
You
to
don't have a
glow?
bright color to put on there. Like I'm gonna make a grayish colored rock. I'm gonna take this black and make my base color. I want to make that glow. What color am I gonna use to make that glow?
To make black glow?
Yeah. What color am I gonna use for that?
Black. I
So
mean,
so
I don't
let's
know.
so here's my theoretical explanation of my answer, and that is if we're always going from purple toward yellow, then when a color is not at a particular location on the spectrum, then all we're doing is going toward yellow from every color, which means we're going from gray to yellow, right? So all we're
Okay.
doing, it's just the simple act of adding yellow. But with paint, that's going to make green. We're not going to green, we're going to yellow. So what we have to do is correct that with some purple. Purple is the anti-green. So let's put some purple on there until we get a faintly yellow gray, just the appearance of a faintly yellow gray. Let's lighten it. What we need, if we don't add some color, we won't get glow. You'll just get a light spot, which is how it looks now. It just kind of looks like there's the glare of a light shining and bouncing off. I have to get enough color in there. Here's some orange to um, so that it won't
Yeah,
turn as
if
green.
you're thinking through this, a black object is it's only appearing black because of the absence of light, right? If there was a bunch of light on it, it would show color. Is that safe to say? I'm thinking through
Yeah,
this
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
experiment.
yeah. It's just like a dark white. It's like a white piece of paper, but it's real dark.
Yeah, and in white are all colors theoretically. So to make black
Mm,
glow, you
yeah,
have to introduce color because otherwise
yeah,
it's not
that's it. You're
it's not
introducing,
presenting
but
light.
but only enough. I'm just introducing
A scotch,
enough.
just a
Enough. Yeah,
scotch.
and so you experiment to find that boundary, right? Yeah, like how much is enough? Because if you go super intense color, then it feels too unrelated. It doesn't
Yeah,
feel
it's
like
like
the
a
black
goth kid in
object
high
anymore.
school trying to figure out just what brand of heavy metal am I going to listen to. Just a touch of melody,
Yeah,
mostly crunching and electronics, but just a touch. You get too
right.
much,
It's
you
not
get
dark
too
anymore.
much melody. Well, you're soft. You're not
it's not
black anymore.
it's
You're
not black
not goth.
metal. Yeah, that's it.
Now
Okay.
you're just rock.
I think I hit my balancing point just now. I added some white to that. I've got just enough in C in the transition. I added that orange. Orange is a good option because since things are going to try to go toward green when yellow and black, you just move it more toward that more red color so it's not so green. Anyway, We're doing that
Yeah, that was
same
cool.
pattern.
What's up,
We're,
Raymond Audette?
nice. Good to
Welcome,
have you here.
welcome.
Good to have you here. Here's
And
reflection. Little on the
the
purple side.
29,000 other people in here. How you guys all doing? Give us a shout. Get off the wall. Don't be a flower. Be a vine. Say hello.
There, see how I use that difference? Very gray for reflection, color for translucency. And so this brings up a valuable little bit of insight when you watch black and white footage. A lot of this information is indeed lost. There are some things that you don't notice that they're translucent because it doesn't translate with black and white, because this information, you still can. I'm not saying it can't happen, but this is a
Not as
huge
rich.
component.
Not as rich.
It's very hard. You need other information to help interpret it. So a lot of objects like jewelry on someone's neck in a black and white film, so much of it is you see the twinkle, but you don't get this effect.
Yeah, it
right
does
here.
look like a black like gemstone now, or like an orb.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a black orb.
Some of these might have a little bit. If we really make shiny objects, we might put a little white twinkle on some of these.
Yeah. All right. Well, two things, guys. Two things. Joe's going to paint for about another 20 minutes or so. So
Nice.
sit tight
Thanks for
and
the
enjoy
time
that.
check,
Also, if you're painting stuff and you want Joe to look at it and talk about it, send an email to share@muraljoe.com.
That's it. That's
and
the
say a
one.
little something about why you're sharing it. You looking for advice? You looking for just
I'd love
share
to see
time?
it.
You looking for
We got some cool
glass
stuff in there to
pumpkin
show.
tutorial? You know,
Glass
we
pump
got it.
might be that. Could be a gummy bear.
We got it. We got it. A gummy bear, a shark, weird orange lightning that's striking a turquoise Caribbean. Whatever you need.
Oh yeah.
We
You know what?
got
I
it.
forgot.
We got it.
I forgot we were gonna do our airfish, right? That was the plan,
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
it?
right. Airfish.
Yeah.
Here on planet Glassstone, we have airfish.
Yeah. We're gonna do an airfish. Let's see if I can make a decent looking fish. Okay. We're gonna go we're gonna make this fish kind of going this way and maybe curving this way, perhaps. No, let's make it this here. Let's go like this. This kind of a purplish tail goes this way, and then the perspective is going to kind of squish it this way. Swimming out to sea is what's happening. I'm going to get myself a silhouette first. There's the belly of the fish. Okay. And then it's going to have some little fins coming out like this. Yep, like that. Orange fins. Let's put some orange stripes on airfish. This is one of those tasks where I'm not too invested in demonstrating anything. So I'm just going to let my imagination just run with it, and as soon as I see something starting to take shape, I'm gonna really try to use that concept, is what I'm trying to say, of letting imagination fill in blanks, because there's gonna be some blanks. There's gonna be some blanks on this one. Let's put little fins right there, yeah, like that, and then we'll make this look a little bit more reflective by putting a gray. Right here where it bends away from me. That's where we're going to see more environment reflection. So this is going to be more gray.
He's making a hard left there, is he?
That's it. Yeah, you got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for seeing that. Now let's use the old translucent effect. Let's put a little bit of light striking through that fin. How about I put some of my grayer color toward where the glow is not, the no glow color. Okay. And then we're going to do a little strike of yellow in the bottom of this. Here we go. Get a little bit of light in our translucent fishy. Oh, there's some here too. Get that opposite side.
Dude,
Now
that is an airfish.
It's an airfish. Yeah, it's just cruising along, checking out Gummy Beach.
They love them gummies, though. They got that special shaped mouth that sucks up the gummies and filters out the stones, you know?
Yeah.
It's a very special shaped mouth.
If you go to the land of gummies, you might see some airfish. I think.
Yeah.
Because
usually around sunset. It's usually around sunset when they're out there.
This is the
feeding time, you know.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna put. Let's do magenta glow on the rear fins. Put a little bit of glow, kind of striking through, right there. Zoop, zoop, zoop. But not too much white.
That looks kind of like Glass Beach in Northern California, Lucy says.
All right, cool. Nice.
Yeah, man. I think that's kind of the reference we were going for.
That's it. I'm gonna do yellow and purple. It's always a nice. It's like a striking color combo. This kind of yellow with a gray purple. I love it. A light yellow with a gray purple. It's, you see it reoccurring on lots of real beautiful colored creatures in nature. I'm just borrowing stuff that I like the look of. So I'm going to go here, kind of put it along the belly. Maybe we'll put I put orange in there so that my yellow doesn't turn greenish. Did that. And we got to make it dark enough that it still looks like a shadow. And here we'll make some of that yellow on the tail. Let's go like this and go, like this.
It's so poetic, a glass beach, how that happens. I'm here reading about Glass Beach in California.
Okay.
And who was it? Animal Zone in the chat earlier was talking about this. Glass Beach is a shoreline in Fort Bragg, I'm reading, California, located within some state park, famous for its abundance of sea glass. The beach was created from decades of dumping garbage into the area, with the waves naturally smoothing and polishing glass and other debris into colorful, smooth pebbles that now cover the shore.
Nice.
Isn't that just like the most poetic thing ever?
Yeah, right. Nature turning trash into beauty. That's cool. Yeah. All right, we're gonna go.
Yeah, inspiring.
I'm gonna brighten some of this. Okay, I think we got enough for our airfish swimming along.
Oh yeah, corals like maybe it's parasailing.
Ooh, no, because that. Yeah, there is that. Yeah.
And then your orange thing there's got a couple people thinking that this here fishy guy is harpooned.
Yeah, let's not do that. We don't want that. It's not that kind of a thing.
This beautiful, colorful glass beach. We'll have this cute little flying fish, and then we'll stick its side with a harpoon.
Yeah. There is a side of artistry that gets tempted to. It's kind of like exploiting the power of your art. Where you're like, I can do whatever I want. I'm going to mess with people's feelings when they look at this, set them up for discipline. That seems like the psychology of it to me. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like you get a thrill out of it. When I was younger, I was way into doing that because people would have reactions. Do someone's portrait, then put an axe through the brain or something. But then I just got my fill, is what happened. I just got my fill of it. And I started to realize that making pretty things is very hard. And I started valuing trying to give people an experience of beauty more. It became more valuable as I realized it was more rare and harder to achieve. So kind of moved away from morbid as an artist. Some people are into morbid. I don't love the look of it.
Some people are morbid. Some people are less bid.
Nice. There's morbid and less bid.
Joe's on the less bid end of the spectrum.
Yeah. I've heard it said, the more fiend, the better.
Hey, good morning, Mary Ostrowski and G. Late to the party, they say, but looks fun. Yeah, G, it is fun. It's fun on Gummy Bear Beach.
Gummy Beach. We're doing Gummy
Or
Beach.
wait,
Well, I did my best.
pumpkin gummy, pumpkin gummy beach.
Yeah, it's Gummy Beach. Yeah, we could put a bear. We could put a bear. You know what I want to show you before we end this? I really want to demonstrate this.
All right.
Because
Well,
I think it's valuable.
Are you going to paint a bear right now?
No.
Okay.
We got to look at people's pictures, don't we?
All right. Well, Lucy's got a question here that's easy for you to address here, I believe. Why didn't you paint the sky first? That's hard for them to do.
Yeah, because I don't like painting over unnecessarily. I don't like creating background and then not knowing if I'm even going to keep it. So since I paint so much by known patterns, I'm doing it formulaically, you know. I'm not feeling my way through what the next step is. So I just say to myself, I'm going to do the steps needed to execute translucent pebbles and water, and then I'm going to paint sky where I need it, which ended up being pretty much everywhere. But that's why it's just less work, especially if I'm doing a demonstration. Then I want to get to the point as fast as possible. I do think that it's intuitive and helpful and good to start with the background. I'm not against that by any means. I just for me, I just am eager to get right to the point of what's in the foreground. So I do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this super fast. I can't stand to not do this. I just want to show you how important this effect is. Okay. It's just so important. So we're going to make a person over here on the right. This is going to be the backside of an ear. Okay. Backside of an ear. This is going to be the head going down like this. We'll try to make like the look of a child's head here. We're going to go head. We'll make it nice and big so that I've got plenty of room. Okay. We got sunlight coming through an ear right here. And so what we're going to do, I made it a real big ear just for giggles, you know, so that we can see the light coming through. So I need the bright color, right? So I'm going to go more red where I'm going to start shifting toward the non-glowing color. I'm going to start adding some purple, might be too colorful. Let's put some black in there. This might be hair. Okay, this is going to be the top of that ear. All right, here's going to be the ridge of it. This is going to be the skin behind it. We're going to make like a crevice in here. And this is not a tutorial on how to paint a person. I just want to show you the importance of glow in skin tone. I want to show you what it accomplishes. So I'm going to take white, my reflection color, and I'm going to put just a little bit of sunlight hitting the ridge of this ear right here. And then maybe, you know, ears have like a little tiny bit of a ridge here inside of the
hairs probably growing out of the top. More
little hairs
over time.
And you know, that'll probably cast a shadow across the back. There's going to be hair right here. So we might barely see a little bit of
I'm talking old man hair, like maybe just one or two squiggly white ones coming out of the whose ear are we paint? I were painting my ear for a second.
Yeah. No, we're just going to try to make hopefully what looks like a somewhat ordinary but sticky outy kind of an ear, you know.
Sticky outy.
Yeah, sticky outy kind of an ear. But see, I'm putting that light so that the sun is hitting it from that side and coming through. So then when we complete enough of the rest of the picture, let's do what Ben said. Let's add some hair. So boy, that ear is really, really out. We're gonna have to lose the top skin color. We're gonna put hair right there, and you know, it's just gonna come down right here. Then we'll Tom
says their hair has migrated from the top of their head to their ears. And
nice.
The other day, you know, Tom, I feel you because My wife took one look at the hair on my lower back and said, "Oh, well, at least it grows in a heart shape."
Nice. That's good.
You know, I was
Here we
like,
go.
"Well, way to let me down easy." And anyways,
That's good.
what's the deal with not being like pro hair? Why are humans trying to get the hair off of their body? What is it with that?
Yeah. Well, I think that's being challenged. I think later
Or it's the
generations are like,
selective location of hair. So specific about
yeah,
the location from which hair emerges from our body, you know?
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's just like there's stuff in life that you just instinctive reactions that they're just there. They're
Yeah,
just there and they demand acknowledgement. You can't pretend like you don't have it. Maybe
yeah.
it's all training. What is it? Is it nature or nurture? What do you think? There. So
Mm.
there's the essence of a head. You see, so just with
Hey,
it's
that
just
helps. Now we don't have a big, like, balloon colored glowy head shape. We got some hair
yeah,
on it.
right. I wanted to show the colors I'm working from, but see, we just
Yeah,
barely see a little cheek right there. It
that's
kind of
true.
gets the
Hey, Joe, your
Mhm.
head, the back of your head next to the back of that head is working for me, man. It's
Can you
like,
see? Is there light in my ear?
I mean, like,
Can you
while you're
see?
painting, I'm looking at your ear.
Look how much red. Okay, all the red color in the back of my ear. Do you see that? You
Yeah,
see
I
the
mean,
red
you don't
color?
really have backlight, but yeah, I mean,
But if you were to swatch it, there'd be red. It'd be a deep red, and that's because light's coming through. You know.
yeah,
So
round
yeah,
brush, like, there's the monkey thing for sure, but like, why do the monkeys get so specific about where the hair grows? That's the question. Why do they care?
why do they
Anyways,
care?
back to the hair.
Why? The mystery. Okay, I'm making
Yeah,
a
why
round
here
shape.
good, they're not good, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we have paradigms of beauty. We have perception of beauty, and I think a good argument to have is where does beauty come from? Why does it exist? What you know? Is it a standard? Is it a standard that's absolute, or is it
Yeah, that's
completely
true. That is the larger question, huh? Is like
big
what
questions? Yeah,
makes what makes beautiful?
yeah. And that there's times when I'm like, there's an absolute standard. There's other times when I'm like, huh. When I go through times of change and start seeing beauty in something I never saw before, then I'm kind of challenged. Like, well, what is it? I don't know. Nature or nurture? Maybe it's some of both. I don't know.
Hmm. I
So
didn't think I would be trying to figure out the beauty of lower back hair this morning, but I am.
all right, there we go. Here's our this just for demonstration. We're making a
All right, so we
very,
got a kid on a
very
beach watching a fish fly around on his
yeah,
glass beach. That's
yeah.
pretty
That's
awesome.
it.
If you
That's
guys
it.
think this is cool, smash that like button.
It's like, what am I looking at? What is that thing? This is enough. It's just a fun demonstration. We can stop there. We can stop there. We don't need to put a lot. Oh, here's one. I should include this.
I think
If you
we
make a
figured it out.
shadow,
I think
if
we
you make a
figured it out.
shadow for like let's say we've got some sand down here. Let's make a sandy surface for this all. Let's just do like, a brownish color. Okay, we need to put shadows. We're gonna put sunlight striking this sand, but I'm gonna need shadows for objects that are on it. You don't always need it, but if you get to a place where you need to put a shadow and you have light that's striking this much through an object, you need a colored shadow. So the
Whoa.
shadow, I don't want to put a gray shadow. It's going to look wrong if I put a gray shadow under that rock. So I need a deep red shadow. It's dark because it is a shadow. This is diverting the light. It's bouncing the light away, but there is an amount of light that's getting colored. So it still has darkness because it's a shadow, but we need color. It has to be a colored shadow. So I'm just going to put red under that to really enhance the look. It might be too much. Maybe I need less. Let's put some purple in it to decrease the amount. So what the right amount is, You find that, but I color the shadow. Okay, now I'm going to put a green shadow on this green stone. Let's go like this, green. Now the green shadow is mixed. It's on a brown surface. So let's make green plus orange, red, light. We get something in the yellow family. So we're gonna do it like kind of a yellowish green that's dark, which
Yeah.
equates to a
And if you just
some
tuned
yellow.
in, like Val Thatcher here has just tuned in, yeah, we got ourselves a glass stoned beach. We got ourselves a flying fish, and we got a distant ocean here. That's what we're doing.
That's
Oh, and
it.
there's an ear
That's
glowing
it.
because there's some
There's a
light
glowing
coming
ear.
through it. So we're making stuff glow. We're making fish fly, and you are in the right place, Val. Welcome to the party.
That's good. Making stuff fly, oh man, flying fish, glowing stuff. It's a party. It is a party. I'm trying to get a brown shade of green. Really, that's what we're after. A very brown shade of green to get a believable shadow. So you can see my point. You got to color those shadows because that's like the final touch that really sells it. You're like, yeah, we got light coming through this object, coming and striking the ground. Making this illuminated space. It's a cool effect. And that I didn't want to leave that unsaid because I just think it's like such a cool component of the whole thing. I've run out of paint. So it's time for
Hey,
me
it
to
must be
call it a
time to
day.
pull open the inbox.
It is. It's time. I'm gonna put my last little paint
I
strokes
do
on
like this
foreground.
method of approaching a work where instead of thinking, what do I want to put in this painting? Instead thinking, what does this painting need to allow the imagination to continue down its path? Like,
Yeah.
what is the mind expecting to see? You know what I mean? I think that's an interesting question to ask yourself while you're creating a work is
I find
like,
that so helpful.
like
I
what do
find it
you
really
what little fire are you trying to fan,
right.
a little flame of imagination, and making sure that you get your reflections and you get your shadows and all that, because that's what your mind would expect to see.
I'm looking at my emails here while you explain that. Yeah, it's totally it. Like I appeal to imagination all the time. Because I came from a detailed background. Here's some of Tyler's work. I came from a detailed background. It looks like we got a subject to paint here. Look at that star. Yeah, buddy, he's famous now. He is famous. He looks like he doesn't even looks like he isn't proud. He's not even proud to be wearing that. No, I'm saying that sarcastically. Looks like he fits that uniform well. Okay, let's see the next picture. Hang on, let me move my brother out of the way. Boom, there's the painting. All right, nice. Working on a painting. Working on it. Okay, look, let me give you a tip on this, Tyler. This is Tyler's work. When you're doing people from a distance, here you got, like this face takes up a tiny amount of the canvas. Job one is basic location of eye, nose, mouth. Those things in the two cheeks, huge difference maker on where you put that little dot of a highlight on the cheek. So huge difference maker if you just look at that geometry. Just take a minute to soak in. Like, what is the triangle? Let me zoom in on this. It's easier. Got this tiny thing. Okay, think about the shape of this triangle. What's the geometry of that? Just whatever really sticks to your memory good. How high are the cheeks? See the lightest spot on the cheeks? Very key component. They're right across from the nose. Cheek, nose, cheek makes a row. If you just get this dot, highlight, and whatever shadow for the mouth, maybe just two little shadows for corners, a little light dot. You can have the likeness of a person by just getting those locations. You don't actually need the nuances. Okay, so let's go over and let me show you where that may be helpful as you progress in this piece. Okay, so here we want the mouth to be proportionally, just look at the geometry. What happens is you get into the details of, I'm going to make the lips, I'm going to make the teeth, and then that pulls your mind away from the geometry. Just get the geometry in there, because you don't actually need, okay, we've been talking about imagination, filling in blanks. That's it. This looks like a million faces I've painted where I've struggled to get likeness, and that's it. So all you do is just get those little dots of highlight in there. You get the eye, the highlight, the mouth. But look at the ratio of chin. See this border of head space compared to face. So in this, you've got a face that's proportionally larger in comparison to the head. See this, if I were to measure the distance from the mouth to the chin, it's a large space. It's as tall as a whole half of the face. The size of this chin right here. And so to get the likeness, you really want to make that distance around it. So that's my tip, is focus on the geometry, not the lips and the teeth and the eyelids and the nose. Don't just wait to do that. Just get these things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the eyes, 6, 7 on the mouth and chin. Get
Yeah,
those things.
round brush recommends, like if you put like a square over the face, kind of like grid or whatever, that'll kind of help map out the scale and the proportion.
It really can. Yeah, it can. I want to show you. I want to show you on this real quick to really belabor this point, because it's such a helpful thing to use. So I'm going to put a random face.
Yeah, Tyler's trying to paint people too, so that's
this is really a helpful thing. So whenever you do a face, a lot of people have the experience of faces not going well, and I'm here to tell you, it's not because you don't have what it takes to paint faces. I'm not trying to say that you need to be painting faces, but don't let a job that didn't go right discourage you, because this bit of information is evasive. Okay, in this dark spot, I'm gonna here. Where can we put a face? Let's put a face standing on the beach. Like, if we were to do a person here standing on the beach, just, we're gonna have a belly, a couple of legs. It's orange body, and we're gonna put just a basic shadow, just an impression. Just an impression. There we go. We've got a person standing on a beach. Now, I need to do a very small head on this. I don't have room to do a big one. Okay, so there's a head, and we're going to go like this. I'm going to take my base color. It's going to be like a gray. Let me mix it. Base color is going to be a gray orange. Let's do black, orange, white. Get a gray orange color. Okay, that's my base color that I'm going to add highlights to. Let's just put a believable head shape on there. Let me kind of wipe this off so we can. Okay, I'm going to zoom in so that we've got a better look. We'll brighten up that color a little bit. Let me add a little more orange and white. Get a little bit more. Okay, so this is going to be a young-ish person, and that's just the base color that we've got there. Now notice already when you look at this picture, imagination is trying to make sense of it. I just want to point that out. The imagination isn't saying you painted that person wrong yet. It's not saying that yet, because there's not enough detail. So details can be the enemy. When you jump to them, we want to first get this stuff worked out. So watch this. I'm going to take these little highlights right here. I'm going to go orange, yellow, white. This is the little stuff to get first, and then move to those details. Okay, highlights. Okay, nose is going to be somewhere like just below center. Okay, it's just a little dot like this. Don't underestimate the power of that little tiny dot right there. We're going to put two cheeks. 2 little dots. Notice that I'm keeping them well inside of the boundaries of the head. I'm going to put a little highlight on the top of the forehead up here. And maybe I'll take this cheek. Now that I've got the dot, maybe I'll put one, since the light's coming this way. Well, I won't do it yet. I'm not going to do it yet. I'm just going to do a little shadow of eyes and mouth now. So I'm going to get a darker orange color. I'm going down here, making a darker orange. Maybe we'll add some purple to make sure it doesn't turn to a greenish color. Don't want a zombie. Maybe we'll add some red. We lose color, and in skin tone, we want to keep color when we start moving towards shadows because it's translucent. Okay, so here we go. Here's a mouth. It's just a little shadow. Now, if I were painting a person, I would just be paying close attention to like Round Brush said, kind of gridding off can give you if you haven't done a large number of faces, you might be less familiar with average locations. And so I'm pretty familiar with average locations. So I'm leaving an amount of chin space. It's real close to the mouth is real close to the nose. Watch, now here's 2 little eyes. Now I can tilt them, I can slant them this way, or level. And you can look for that in the individual that you're painting. Okay? 2 little dots like this. There we go. See, I sloped them this way, like that. And that creates an individual personality with eye tilt to it. Okay, those little dots, those are the key components right there. That's where the likeness happens, is the locations of those. So study those intently when you do a person and then start adding the details. So once I have that, I'm going to add some teeth. Let me kill the orange in this color with a tiny bit of blue to get a more grayish color. Just using blue as a color killer right now. Just make a gray right here. Now watch, this little dab will create some teeth right in the middle with the end of my brush. There we go. Now we got teeth in the mouth. Sorry, the camera's got to autofocus. You get some teeth. Let's put them a little closer to the top lip right here. You know, we're really sensitive. We're really sensitive to these components, so you don't have to like tiny little changes make big perceptual differences. Dark blob for some hair. There we go. There. All right. He found a friend on the beach. What do you know? All it is, just a couple dabs. There's a couple dabs with the brush. Yeah.
Lego man hanging out over there on Glass Beach.
That's it. I want to zoom in so you can really see that. Now,
Lego man with the cylindrical pumpkin head.
Somebody at some point might look at this painting and they might say, wow, that looks just like Buddy. You know, they'll see someone they know. And for somebody, that's going to happen. For somebody, that'll happen because it's not because of details that are in those little dots. It's because of the geometry of where I put them and what it means for the 3-dimensional form of it. So that's the first thing to tackle.
It's a crying shame. Says, oh, he's so happy. And I
got you know, that's a good point. Happy
on that beach, man. Look around.
Happy. I just want to point out that happy happens when those little circles of the cheeks are up high relative to the nose. See how they're high relative to the nose?
Right. Yeah. We're instantly talking in the chat about, you know, people's mouths, the shape of them, their eyebrow shape, give them angry eyebrows. You know, there's just all these.
Yeah. And that's all
manipulations you can do.
That's nuance, but it's all wasted effort if that part doesn't go right. Okay. Well, I won't say wasted. We're always getting good practice. And there, you know, that you might do one thing. All of us do one thing well and another not as well. But I shouldn't say wasted, but that foundation will make a huge difference. All right. Thanks for sharing that, Tyler. Nice. I love the painting, man. You're off to a great track there. It looks good. So we're gonna move along. We can't take that long on all of these, but that felt like a good one to talk on. Susan Connor has a suggestion for art video. We'll save that one. David Hansel shared some artwork, and there's no message with this one. We're just going to admire this surfboard. That looks totally awesome. Totally awesome. Man,
Whoa.
look at that. Let's go, Ben. Sorry, I got to move you out of the way here. Put you there. Man, look at that. Very nice work from David on a surfboard. Is that a surfboard or a different kind of board?
That's
I
a
don't have that wrong.
surfboard, man. That's a surfboard and a half.
Kind of looks like a very classic style of surfboard.
That's a surfboard you never want to ride again, is what that is.
Yeah, you don't ride that one. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Man, that is good work.
Yeah.
And
Leanne
of course,
says, wish
got
I was
that green.
there. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice work on that sea turtle, man. We're just talking about details. It's sharp looking.
Hey, it's a crying shame, says they painted their nephew a Call of Duty poster, the video game.
Okay.
And for Christmas, and they nailed the face using Joe's descriptions of light and dark spaces. They put it down and it worked perfect. They couldn't touch it again. They're so happy about how that worked out.
Here's some great, speaking of faces, thank you very much for that encouragement. Here was another one.
Awesome.
Here was another one that's worth sharing. Here was one where we worked on, these are family members, same kind of stuff, using those same things to add three-dimensional shape and capture some better likeness in this one. Same
good
stuff
eyes.
Used, same tools.
Good at
yeah,
eyeballs.
Those are nice. This is Gina's work. And these are real people,
eyeballs,
so Gina. Yeah, real nice, reflected. I like the happy expression. These expressions feel very relatable. They don't feel like artificial. Authentic expression was well captured with that. So there was this Jesus face, and we had and so my suggestion was, all right, look at the geometry. So on this, the turned perspective puts the eyes further outward than the mouth. So again, moving to the details are done just fine, but they're done on top of some geometry that's skewed where we're just thinking about the parts, but not quite getting the structure. When I turn sideways, I'm a good example because I have this long nose sticking out. Eyes are set back, nose comes out. This is kind of a snout, so this distance. And when I turn, you can see when I turn, I've got my mouth is further this direction than my eye. And when I turn straight, it's all centered. So when I turn, my mouth moves off center faster than the parts that are deeper. And, so we look at the centering of that as we turn ahead, makes a big difference. So Gina did a really good job of adjusting that. And so I just want to show, that she did a good job as she's still in progress, adjusting so that we have a more natural human geometry on this. Thanks for sharing that, Gina. This picture. She's working on faces and doing a great job. Okay. So then we've got I was going to give a few suggestions to Gina on that, but I'm going to do that off camera since we're short on time. So Gina, if you watch this, I'm going to get back to you some more on that for some feedback that I promised. Here's suggestions for videos. I'm going to skip those. Nick Boritz has sent a picture. Let's see what Nick is sending in. Haven't looked at it. Oh,
we're going to come back. We're going to come back to those later is what Joe meant to say. We're not going to skip your ideas on videos. We want those.
Come back to. That's a good correction. Hey, this is cool. Speaking of geometry, nice. Nothing like a good abstract background that's just fun to look at. I would like to decorate my studio like that. That would be a great look for the surrounding walls around here.
Panels,
That's cool. Yeah, yeah.
organic
And so,
tones, organic panel tones.
yeah, yeah. And we got it's kind of 3D. We got shadows, we got color. You can implement, you can totally, in this kind of content, it's fun to have at your disposal the lifelike color manipulation when you want it. I'm not saying it should be there, but you can use that kind of lifelike color manipulation even in a picture that has this. And I can see that Nick has done that. You know, there's some lifelike texture in here, yet the picture as a whole is abstract. I always think it's cool when those things are combined. All right. Helen has a let's see what we've got here. Short video help. All right, all right. We got another suggestion for a video. We're going to do that as well. I'm going to save these for short videos. Those of you that sent those in, and so we got good stuff sent in. I think that's all of it. Are we missing anything, Ben? Is anybody saying look at my work?
No, man. I think you've grabbed them all there. We've been at it for a minute here, so unless anybody wants to rush anything in here at the deadline, I think you're all caught up. Mary Ostrowski said they sent one. Mary Ostrowski. Mary, did you send it to share@muraljoe.com? Let's check it out. Maybe.
Oh, no, she didn't. She sent it to my other email. We can look at it. We can look at it. It's just sent to the wrong email. That's all. That's fine. Here's Mary's work. Here's what she's working on. All right, nice. We got some underwater animals. It's turned sideways. Sorry, it's turned sideways. Mary, it's the way it came in. Nice job. So gradients will help a lot. Gradients can work wonders on depth of an underwater scene. So you know, if you just put that translucent glow where at the top is getting a little more turquoise as it goes up, you don't have to. I'm not telling you need to, but it can really make a lot more depth in your background when you do a gradient that's going up under your ship there. And then you can add atmosphere color to the shadows of your creatures. So your atmosphere is this blue water, adding that to the shadows. So remember, in mine, my shadows have a color. I really am big on coloring shadows. So this shadow got colored by the light from the rock, but blue atmosphere colors the shadows as well. So we have a sky that's blue. We have if we have distant mountains, I'll make the shadows blue because the atmosphere colors it. So same with an underwater scene, the shadows can be the color of that water, and they can make a big difference. Okay, I think that's, we got more. She's got more here. They're all sideways. Okay, everybody enjoy the ride.
They're all sideways. Everybody stretch out your necks. Get your necks stretched out.
Yeah, we got some.
What did I say earlier about this definitely not being a show? It's definitely not a show.
Sorry, you got to orient them when you send them in. But we got a waterfall. Gravity's going sideways today. Purple mountains, beautiful. Oh, nice. I like it.
It'll do that. It'll do that.
Got horses in a lavender meadow. Beautiful.
Hey, Joe, just real quick, I will interject here. Mary is bringing something very important to our attention.
What is that?
Up and down are not necessarily a thing, man. Go back to Mary's painting.
I got it. I'm on it. All right. Yeah, here we go.
This is about as real as anything. All right. This is the surface of the earth.
It is.
A lot of it is sideways. A lot of it's upside down, and gravity goes in. Gravity does not go down; it goes in. And so, one of my favorite things to do is like lay on my side, and look out at the horizon, and just realizing I'm sticking to the side of this thing like a magnet on a fridge. So, Mary, thank you for the perspective. Clarity. I didn't even know you were doing it, but you nailed it.
You nailed it.
Excellent subversion of perspective norms, Mary. I love it.
Thanks for sharing your work, Mary. That's good. So hopefully those couple of tips are helpful. All right. if I skipped anybody, I didn't do it on purpose. I'm sorry. And so if you send me your work you want to share, notes really help. If you put in the subject when you share your work, then it really helps me know at a glance, oh, let's share this one, helps me know your intentions. So a lot of them are tagged with, ideas for a video clip. And I want to get those together and make some little videos. Okay, thanks everybody. That's it. I got a long day ahead of me, doing some fun stuff, getting ready for the workshop. It's coming, our in-person workshop that we do annually.
Yeah, nice.
That's
exciting.
It. Yeah, it's exciting. We got there's going to be about 15 people here. A lot. It's a full house.
Nice.
All right, Ben, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks everybody out there all over the globe. Go have yourself a wonderful day. Go let your imagination soar.
Yeah. This was a fun one. Yeah, entertaining. I didn't show. I meant to show the job that I've been working on, the big Aspen mural, but my computer wasn't fast enough to get the pictures. I want to, the last thing here. I'm showing off everyone's work. I want to show you the mural job that I have been working on for the last couple of months. I want to see if I can open these. Okay. Yeah, we're talking months.
Joe, the guy that paints a whole composition in 1.5 hours every Saturday is spending months on one composition.
Yeah, this thing has just been a project. It's a fun project. I'm gonna go to some of the
Brush is in disbelief. You do murals, they say?
Yeah,
nice shade.
I did.
Nice
I did
shade around Brush, just a little shady.
Yeah,
they want to see it. No, they'll wait. They want to see your work. Get your work up.
I earned the name Mural Joe, believe it or not. With my trade. It's my trade around here. This is the picture.
Whoa!
This is it. This is on a wall.
Holy frijoles, man!
That it was a lot of. I'm going to tell you the most tedious thing in this whole picture was the pine needles.
That's like 3 stories. That's 3 stories of aspen trees and forests.
I just want to show you that I didn't skimp out. I didn't skimp out on pine needles. As we zoom in and the resolution gets poor. This is all time lapse.
No, you can see it. You can see it.
Frames. It's blurred out. This is not high resolution photo. These are time lapse video frames, but. Yeah. So I have all of this data collected.
Little shadowy bits underneath every fallen leaf.
I got shot. Man, I might have done more detail than it called for. But, these are wonderful customers to work for. They appreciate it. They love the art so much, and they're happy to pay for the time it takes. Sometimes you get these real
top. Let me see the top. Let's go to the top of them trees a little.
Yeah, I just kind of faded it out. I got lighter as I went up, and there's a lot way easier on detail as it goes higher into the lighter color. And I used a kind of an orange color, just like I did with those rocks. That translucent glow colors in these aspen leaves. Same kind of idea. The bar.
Round Brush says this is why he was showing us how to do pine needles in a previous stream. Yeah, Joe's done a few pine needles in his day.
It was fresh. It was fresh on the mind. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling like I'm starting to get a good handle on pine needles. Let's use that as the content. That's what's been keeping me busy. You haven't seen any video. Not a lot of new videos pop up lately because I've been on a contracting job. Doing this.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for looking. Thanks for letting me share.
Super cool. Yeah, they dig. People are saying they dig. Most people think it's ugly, and they got busy.
You can't please everybody.
They got bored as soon as you started talking about your own stuff. They were like, I'm done. I gotta go.
You can't please everybody.
But there's like 2 more people. There's like 2 people left in here that are like, hey, cool. Hey, good job, Joe. That's a great. You did a good job.
Yeah. Thank you. The 2 of you that like my work. Yeah. All right, we got to end the stream. Ben, thanks. We'll see you guys later.